winning #1 overall picks going at it tonight. Thursday night football.
Let's go. It's going down, baby.
A lot to prove. Both of these quarterbacks, both of these teams looking to bounce back in 2019. Good morning, football. We are live in New York City. Happy Thursday. It's September 12th. My name's Kay Adams. Schrager is smiling because
football's here. That's it. We got football. In about 12 hours, I'm going to be watching a kickoff and cannot wait. Let's go.
This is going to be a good one. Game day for us, too. Of course, a lot going on in New England. Antonio Brown practiced for the first time yesterday in a Patriots uniform. We are going to have an update from Foxborough from Mike Giardi coming up. Lot to unload there, of course. Plus, can you believe we're getting Saints-Rams already? Already after the way the playoffs, we don't actually have to week 2. We will break this game down. And if we were to print a wanted poster for the person that we want to show up this weekend in any game, got to have a big game for him, who would you have? Is it Sean Payton? Sean Payton's ready for this one. Plus, guys, we're talking about the game tonight, Bucs, Panthers. Is Christian McCaffrey, that man right there, the best dual threat running back in all of professional football?
Is he the best running back?
Is he the best running back, Peter? That's fine. Is he better than Le'Veon and Saquon and Zeke and Gurley? We will get into that because Nate has a burlesque wordplay on point.
We're getting Saints-Rams this week.
Can you imagine that? What a treat.
Why are the football gods so good to us?
Because we've been good to them.
Ask me with your tweets. We are excited. We've got game day kickoff at 6 p.m. We've got some Fantasy Live on the network as well. And then kickoff is at 8:20 Eastern right here on NFL Network. Kicking off week 2 with the lead block.
Lead block. Lead block.
Let's do it. Let's welcome in Tiffany Blackman. She's coming to us live from Bank of America Stadium down in Charlotte. We are so excited for kickoff. It is hours away, and there's plenty of question marks surrounding Cam Newton this offseason. And even more questions came up after his week 1 performance. What can you tell us about how he's preparing for week 2?
Okay, he said this week, I just want to win in the worst way. I don't even care if I throw the ball. And that has been somewhat of a hot topic. Look, Newton threw the ball 38 times on Sunday, and only one of those attempts was for more than 20 yards. Now, he did say after the game that that had nothing to do with his shoulder being hurt, that he was just taking what the defense was giving him. So we'll see what the Bucs defense gives him tonight. But one thing we do know for sure is that Newton is tired of answering questions about throwing the deep ball.
Yeah, because you're only asking me because of my shoulder. How about this? You talk to the defensive coordinator for Tampa and don't think I can throw the ball over 20 yards and see how far that gets you. How about that?
Well, we did get to speak with head coach Bruce Arians on a conference call, and he was asked if the Bucs have to change what they do on defense because we didn't see Cam push the ball down the field. Arians said he doesn't want to find out in a game if Newton can throw the ball for more than 20 yards.
What's going on, Tiff? I love the hair, by the way. Let's switch gears, though, to the Tampa Bay quarterback, Jameis Winston. He also struggled in week 1. What's the biggest obstacle Winston is overcoming going into week 2?
Well, Nate, you know, they are hoping that he can clean some of his stuff up. He had 3 interceptions on Sunday, and since coming into the league in 2015, no one has more turnovers than Winston does. Now, I did speak with Panthers linebacker Luke Kuechly about Winston and just interceptions in general, and Kuechly told me, I just think he isn't afraid to make a play. He has trusted that he can put the ball up, and his guys are going to go get it. Someone else also talked about Winston this week, and it happened to be his former teammate, Gerald McCoy. And McCoy said this. He texted Jameis, told him that the media has been trying to tear him down. He said people are saying, same old Jameis. He said he told him to keep his head up. He also let him know, maybe to do that the next game, not this one, because, McCoy is going to be getting after him, and it's going to be tough for Winston because on the road, not a lot of success, since back in November of 2016, the Bucs with Winston at the helm, they have 12 straight road losses.
That's right, and Jameis Winston has never won on Thursday Night Football. He is 0-3, looking to get one over Cam Newton, who also struggles on TNF. So we'll have 2 quarterbacks really trying to make things happen, and Gerald McCoy will have a huge chip on his shoulder in this one after spending 9 years as the face of the Buccaneers. Tiffany Blackman, you're awesome. We are just as excited as you are. We'll be talking to you all morning here on GMFB. It's here. Thursday Night Football, it's back. There's a clash between NFC South foes, Bucs, Panthers. We're all rivals here. Thursday Night Football tonight at 8. I
love it.
It's at 8 Eastern, only on NFL Network. Kyle, what's the one thing you're looking forward to tonight the most?
The next chapter of the Christian McCaffrey domination tour. I put this guy in an IV drip from me right now, the way he has it going on. And the best way to look at Christian McCaffrey, I think, is sometimes to look back. I love the exercise of looking at the draft pundits and what they had to say about a player coming out, because I think McCaffrey's done really well in breaking those tackles. 2017 comes out of Stanford. The biggest thing about lacks desired size to be an every down running back. Do you see a lack of size there, my friends? Looks like he had gamma rays for breakfast. Lacks desired size. Also, a question of the tread on his tires with all the work at Stanford. About 600 touches so far in just over 2 seasons. And I like this one. Takes the foot off the gas at the point of contact, does not have the NFL power to break down. Guys, you see him taking the foot off the gas here last week against the Rams? Does this look like average burst to you? Another criticism of him. Pretty much the only draft pundit I can find that year was P. Schrager, who said that McCaffrey would go 8th overall to the Panthers and they would turn him into a feature back. Peter, you nailed it. It is going to be a show tonight. Tune in for the co-best back in football. It's him and Saquon. Pick 'em.
I like that. Thank you for that nod.
Thank you.
I remember what the story was that he wasn't going to be a first-round pick, and then I had sources in Carolina being like, no, like he'll be a top 10 pick, wink, wink, and sure enough, he was a top 10 pick. The guy that I'm looking at, though, is a number 1 overall pick from the other team, and that's Jameis Winston. Guys, Jameis looked bad on Sunday, and I can't stress how important this Week 2 matchup is, because next week they're going to play at home in Week 3. And let's just say they start off 0-3. Do you guys know what the Buccaneers have ahead of them from weeks 4 to 10?
Tell us.
They don't have another game in Tampa. They've got the hardest schedule in the league. That means 49 straight days away from home. And that includes games in London. It includes 20,000 miles worth of travel. It includes games at LA, at New Orleans, at Seattle. This is the toughest schedule any team has in the league, and it's coming rapidly. They have this game in Carolina, next week in Tampa, and then 7 straight weeks on the road with their bags and saying, let's go. Bruce Arians was furious with New York, the league office, when the schedule came out. Well, it's bad anyway. It's really bad 0-3. And I look at Jameis, because if you go out there and it's another 4-12 season, or it's a 3-13 season, or it's even one where you and Bruce Arians don't click after an entire offseason of the Jameis whisperer. He's known him since high school. This is the one. This is the guy that's actually going to connect with Jameis. Well, then I think you can write your ticket as being a quarterback for another team next year. There's only so many chances you get in the NFL. There's only so many chances you get in another organization. Is it too quick to click the panic button? Not when there's 4 years of evidence of no playoffs.
Yeah.
Not having won a road game in 12 games, and 0-3 on Thursday Night Football. Jameis, you're at the Crucible, and it's week 2. Have a night tonight. Save at least some hope for the rest of the season, and also for your future as a Buccaneer.
Is it weird that there's not this pressure on Bruce Arians in this, Triggs? I feel like, we'd be blaming you're supposed to be the system upgrade. I'm not hearing that or feeling that around BA.
Bruce Arians came in. He brought in about 25 assistant coaches. Everyone was built to support Jameis Winston, and week 1 was worse than anything we saw from the previous regime. Same old, same old. No criticism yet of Bruce Arians.
Yeah.
He's 2 weeks into a 5-year contract.
Yeah.
A year ago, he had on a CBS jacket and a Tom Collins in his hand.
It's almost like he's playing like recklessly, not recklessly, but he's got nothing to lose almost. It's a very interesting, different situation.
It was in a year where everyone went young and hired young. They hired a 66-year-old head coach who had already said, I've done my piece, I'm out of here. And then they recreated the 2014 Arizona Cardinals coaching staff with Bowles and with Goodwin and with Leftwich. I'm not sure America needed that, but here we are.
Well, listen, you're talking about the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, number 1 overall pick. I'm going with the Panthers, number 1 overall pick. Let me get this right, Kyle. So if Christian McCaffrey is the Hulk and Luke Kuechly is Captain America, what does that make Cam Newton? Superman, right? I don't think so, though. Superman hasn't been Superman in quite some time. Last year, rushing the ball, averaged 2nd career low, average per game. This past weekend, he was held to -2 yards on 3 carries. The first time in his career he was held to -2 yards. I'm throwing him show the ball, but to be honest with you, this isn't my concern. The point I'm trying to make is, if Cam Newton isn't throwing the ball the way that he would like to, or even the team would like to, I'm going to need you to get inside your superpowers and make it happen. Check the water bottles for kryptonite. Check the lining of his jersey. Check everything surrounding him. Check the field if you have to. Find the kryptonite and throw it far away from Cam Newton, because I need him to be Superman. I remember Michael Jordan late in his career wasn't dunking as much. He started working on other parts of his game, and he perfected the fadeaway. Cam's not at that point in his career. I don't need him to perfect being a pocket passer. You're still strong, you're still fast, you're still LeBron on the fast break. Go out there, drop back when it's not there, do what Cam does, be Superman, use those legs as well as that arm.
What would prove to you that he's okay? A pass 30 yards or more? Like, what does he have to do? What does be Superman even mean for a 2019 Cam Newton who has not been great? He's on a 7-game losing streak, and we haven't really seen that level for a long time. Like, when are we going to start talking about whether or not he's a great quarterback anymore?
That's a good question. I'm not willing to go that far yet.
What
He
do you
was
need
so
to see from him
impressive
tonight?
in his past. I just said, if he's not throwing the ball well, use your legs. There's certain quarterbacks that can't find a rhythm in the game, and the athletic ones can flip that switch, just like Cam used to.
He used to do this, right? He used to do the Superman thing.
Yeah.
Is it
I
almost
want him to do that.
Is it almost disingenuous at this point for him to do this? He's not Superman anymore, Nate.
And
He
he
doesn't
hasn't.
look like it.
He
So
hasn't.
how do you get him back to that?
That's what I'm saying. Use your legs.
Use your legs.
Cam Newton has decided to sit in the pocket and work on this new throwing motion. Forget that. If you're not connecting with your pass catchers right away, drop back and get out that pocket. That right there, it's like hitting a couple layups and then coach saying, okay, now you can scoot back and shoot that three-pointer.
Would it surprise you, Schrager, if he comes out there and just crushes it, throwing the ball downfield, especially the way he's addressed the media and they're questioning him on whether or not he can hit the deep throw?
Cam seems so self-confident in himself when the evidence on film the last 7 games that he's played in has not been the Cam Newton of old. Yet when you ask him, it's almost blasphemous to him.
Yeah.
So in his head, he's still that guy. Let's see it. Let's see if he can back it up.
Fair to question it, Kyle?
It is, yeah, but we need those extracurriculars. There's no player you know how they're feeling more than Cam. I want to see the Superman. I want to see. Remember
Me
when
too.
Jordan had to dunk on Mutombo and waved the finger at him?
Yeah.
He got teed up. It was worth it.
Yeah.
I don't even know if I believe that he doesn't have it anymore. I'm just trying to give him that extra motivation.
Give him a little
here
motivation, Kay.
On a Thursday, we are hours away from Thursday Night Football, but what is not lost on us here at NFL Network is that there are so many people impacted by Hurricane Dorian. And you can help those right now affected by visiting redcross.org. Everybody here at the table knows how easy it is, right? You text 90999 and it automatically donates $10 to American Red Cross Hurricane Dorian Relief. It's just $10, but it makes a huge difference. Please do that as you're setting your fantasy football lineup on your phone, 90999, to help in the relief of Hurricane Dorian. More Good Morning Football on the way. You know, you mentioned Mecole Hardman. That's going to be a guy who's going to have a nice game, at least one big play. But who's going to have the best overall performance in week 2? We're putting guys on the map next.
I think Saquon's better than McCaffrey.
Hot take. And we're headed to New England, where we saw AB for the first time in a Pats uniform yesterday.